Imagine for a moment that you're the last person on Earth. How would you survive? What would you do? Suddenly there are no more morning coffee conversations, no more laughter-filled family dinners, no more crowded malls or bustling city streets. You're alone, the last human standing in a world that once held over 7 billion people. You've become your own society, the entirety of human civilization condensed into one solitary figure. Every day becomes a struggle for survival. With no one else to rely on, you'd have to learn to fend for yourself in ways you've never imagined. Can you start a fire without a lighter? Or find food without a grocery store? But it's not just physical survival that would be a challenge. The psychological impact of this profound loneliness would be equally, if not more daunting. The silence, the isolation, it could drive a person to the brink. Sounds like a daunting scenario, doesn't it? But let's dive deeper into this thought experiment. First things first, survival. With no one around, you'll need to fend for yourself, but what does that look like? Well, to survive, we need to return to the basics. We're talking food, water, and shelter. These are the 3 pillars of survival. Without them, life as we know it would be impossible. Let's start with food. In a world devoid of human life, supermarkets and restaurants would no longer be an option. You would need to harness the primal human instinct of hunting and gathering, but fear not, Mother Nature is bountiful. With a little knowledge and a lot of patience, you could forage for edible plants, berries, and nuts. Hunting might be a bit trickier, but with time, even this skill could be honed. Next, let's talk about water, the elixir of life. In the absence of running taps and bottled water, you'd need to find natural sources. Rivers, lakes, and streams could be your lifesavers. But remember, not all water is safe to drink. Boiling water over a fire could kill most harmful bacteria and parasites, making it safe for consumption. Now, on to shelter. The elements can be harsh, and without proper protection, they can be deadly. Abandoned buildings could serve as ready-made shelters. But if these aren't available, you'd need to find or build something yourself. A cave, a lean-to, a makeshift tent, all could be viable options. But survival isn't just about meeting your basic needs. It's also about overcoming challenges and hazards. Loneliness, wildlife, illness. These are just a few of the trials you might face. Each one could be a hurdle, a roadblock, a mountain to climb. But with resilience and tenacity, each one could also be overcome. Survival, it seems, would be a full-time job. But what about the world around you? In the next scene, we'll explore what the environment might look like in a world without humans. With no humans around, the world would start to change. But how? Imagine, if you will, a world where concrete jungles are reclaimed by nature. The cities that once teemed with life now echo with the rustling of leaves and the intermittent calls of wildlife. With no humans to maintain them, skyscrapers would begin to crumble under the relentless march of time. Nature, in her all-encompassing embrace, would start to erase the footprints of mankind. Roads once congested with cars would be overgrown, eventually disappearing under a verdant carpet of grasses, bushes, and trees. The ceaseless hum of human activity would be replaced by the symphony of nature, the chirping of birds, the rustling of leaves, the gurgling of rivers flowing unhindered. The absence of humans would also bring about a resurgence of wildlife. Species driven to the brink of extinction might begin to recover, reclaiming their rightful place in the ecosystem. Predators like wolves and bears would roam freely, while herds of deer and bison would graze on what was once farmland. The sky would be ruled once again by birds of prey, and the seas would teem with life, free from the blight of overfishing and pollution. In the midst of all this, the Earth would breathe easier. Greenhouse gas emissions would plummet, slowing the pace of climate change. The air would be cleaner, the water purer. The Earth's natural rhythms would reassert themselves, free from human interference. But what about our human-made structures? Over time, without regular maintenance, these would start to break down. Steel would rust, concrete would crack, and wood would rot. Our grandest structures, our monuments, our cities, would eventually be reduced to ruins, swallowed up by the advancing tide of nature. In this world without humans, Earth would reclaim what was once hers. It's a sobering thought, isn't it? Our absence would lead to a world that is wilder, quieter, and perhaps in a strange way, more beautiful. So, the world around you would be changing rapidly. But what about the psychological impact of such solitude? Scene script. Humans are social creatures. So what happens when there's no one else around? Imagine a world where the only voice you hear is your own, where your thoughts echo in the silence, uninterrupted by the hum of human life. This is the world of the last person on Earth, a world where solitude isn't a choice but a circumstance. The psychological weight of such solitude can be overwhelming. We, as humans, are wired for connection. We thrive on interaction, on shared experiences, on the simple comfort of knowing there are others like us. Stripped of this, we face a stark reality. The isolation can lead to a profound sense of loneliness, a feeling of disconnection from the world around us. This isolation can bring about a range of mental health issues. Depression, anxiety, even hallucinations can stem from prolonged loneliness. It's not just a matter of feeling alone, but the fundamental loss of human contact that can make the world seem less real, less meaningful. But humans are not only social creatures, we're also resilient. And even in such extreme circumstances, there are strategies that can help mitigate these psychological effects. Maintaining a routine, for instance, can provide a sense of normalcy, a tether to the life once known. Engaging in physical activity can not only keep the body healthy but also the mind. It may also be beneficial to find a focus, a purpose that can provide a sense of direction and meaning. This could be anything from maintaining a garden, to writing a diary, to simply exploring this new world. Moreover, the ability to self-soothe, to find comfort in one's own company, can be a powerful tool. It's about finding peace in solitude, about learning to appreciate the quiet, the stillness, the freedom. No doubt the psychological impact would be significant, but let's end on a more hopeful note. The human spirit is indomitable, and even in the face of profound isolation, there is the capacity for adaptability, for resilience, for hope. Despite the challenges, there's one thing that's undeniable: the power of human ingenuity. Even in the face of unimaginable loneliness, the spark of creativity and innovation isn't just alive, it's thriving. Imagine, if you will, being the last person on Earth. There are no rules, no societal norms to follow, only you and the world as your canvas. The remnants of the past are the building blocks for your future. That deserted shopping mall? It's not just a grim reminder of what once was, it's an opportunity, a vast space to reimagine and repurpose. Maybe it becomes your personal library or a sprawling indoor garden, a testament to the adaptability of nature and man alike. And what about technology? Sure, the internet might be a thing of the past, but the knowledge it once held isn't lost. Libraries stand as bastions of information, their books a treasure trove of wisdom and instructions. With the right mindset, you could learn to harness solar power, to build your own wind turbine, to grow your own food. The possibilities are only as limited as your imagination. Even entertainment wouldn't be a lost cause. Music, once the shared language of humanity, could become a personal solace. Instruments left behind could become your new voice, your new form of expression. You could create your own symphony, a melody only for you, echoing through the silent world. And let's not forget about art. With the world as your canvas, you could create like never before. Empty cities could become giant murals, a testament to human creativity in the face of adversity. You could transform the desolation into a testament of human will, a symbol of resilience, a beacon of hope. So, while being the last person on Earth might seem like a nightmare, it could also be a testament to the resilience and ingenuity of the human spirit. Even in the face of adversity, the power of human ingenuity remains. It's the beacon that guides us through the darkness, the force that propels us forward. It's the proof that even when we are alone, we are never truly alone, for we carry within us the legacy of humanity, the power to imagine, to create, and to endure. So, what have we learned from this thought experiment? Let's take a moment to recap. We've explored the notion of being the last person on Earth, a scenario that takes us on a journey through survival, environment, the human psyche, and the spark of ingenuity. We've confronted the daunting odds, wrestling with the harsh realities of a world devoid of human presence. Yet despite the solitude and the silence, we've discovered the resilience of the human spirit. We've realized that even in the face of such adversity, our ability to adapt and innovate remains our greatest asset. The world may have changed, but so have we. The challenges are immense, but so are the opportunities. In this new world, we become both the observer and the observed, the architect and the inhabitant. Perhaps being the last person on Earth isn't about the hardship, but the opportunity to see the world and ourselves from a completely new